Good morning. Welcome back to Empower Your Voice, Unlocking Your Podcasting Potential with your host, Lillian Cauldwell, CEO/President of Passion World Talk Radio Network. Educate, enlighten, entertain. And today we're going to talk about speaking out your presentation for your podcast. And you're looking at me and saying, what? What's he talking about? Well, I'll tell you what I'm talking about. Go and listen to all the different documentaries or all the acclaimed YouTube videos and listen to the person, the narrator's voice. Do you know that on some of them I refuse to listen to because when I hear their voice, I don't like what I'm hearing in that voice. It's not just the voice tone, it's how it's pitched, how it's coming out of that person's mouth. And one of the things that really annoys me when I listen to people, whether it's on the news, weather forecast, doing commercials, have you ever listened to those voices? I mean, do you really hear what they're saying, or do you have a tendency to tune out after a while because you figure it is the same old, same old? They're not telling you anything new. You're not learning anything. It's not really getting you excited. I know a voice message reaches me when I feel goosebumps popping out on the back of my neck, on my arms. That's about the closest I can get to explaining it, but it makes me feel like that voice is addressing me and only me and no one else. And that's what you need to do when you are speaking your lines for the podcast. You need to make sure, as a potential host, and even hosts who've been doing it for long periods of time have problems, you've got to keep your voice interesting. So, what do I mean? Well, you can tell whether somebody's really into it. Remember in the movie, he's just that not into you? Well, there's a lot of hidden messages in that title. And what they're really trying to tell you is that that person's attitude dictates their behavior. So you might like to say that your attitude about what you're presenting to your listening audience tells them whether or not you have really thought over what you're saying, and it's your earnesty or your dedication or your ability to deliver lines that will capture your audience's attention or turn them off. Have you ever been to the movie theater and you're watching a movie and all of a sudden people start leaving in the middle of the movie? It's not just because it's a bad movie or the script is rotten. It's because the person who are delivering the information to you is not doing a good job. What's a good job? If the actor is really good at what they're doing and they're delivering more than just their lines, they are delivering their lines with feeling. They pay attention to the words that they are saying. They're not just memorized words. These words mean something to them. They're trying to express a conflict within that character. They're trying to represent the innermost emotions that drive a person to steal, to kill, to give birth, Words have meanings. And when you deliver your podcast, make sure that the words you are sharing with your audience is bringing 3D messages to your audience. They're not lying flat on the page. They're not just hanging in space with no place to go and floating off like bubbles that you blow through a straw or a wand. When you present your podcast, say it like you're meaning it, like you're involved with it. You believe in it to the point that you'd be willing to stand up and be thrown to the lions, or willing to stand up to defend your family from the enemy. You're willing to sacrifice yourself. Get your audience to their feet and listening to what you have to say, so you're not wasting your time or their time. When I present a podcast, one of the things I've been told is that people, my listeners, identify with what I am saying, and they believe the information that I am giving them because I am part of the words that I am presenting to them. I'm just not throwing out words. I'm not using sophisticated vocabulary. I am using words that the audience, understands the first time around. They can form a picture inside their mind of what you're saying, what you're sharing, what you're training, what you're instructing, how to. Words are meant to be used. That's why the quotation, the pen is mightier than the sword. There is a reason for it, folks. So the next time you present your podcast, make sure that each one of your words is not merely a filler word, but each one, you and the word blend together so that the audience is enchanted, attractive, and hangs on to every word you utter. Thank you very much. You can go and see the video all over again at youtube.com/PWR Network, PW Talk Radio, on Facebook.com/Passion of World Radio, and over at passionofworldtalkradio.com/blog. Also, April 19th, Jeannie White, station manager of PWTRN, and I, Lillian Cauldwell, will be interviewing Vicki, V-I-K-I, Esther Chang, the originator and creator of the Golden Nuggets book. We're interviewing her about the one that she wrote and I co-authored with her, Golden Nuggets, Digital Strategies for a Digital Future. And if you want to pursue further into the obstacles of podcasting, empower your voice, unlocking your podcast potential, please text me 484-364-1032. Write me an email, pwrnetworkllc@gmail.com, and say, Lillian, I want training on learning how to podcast. So not only am I successful with the audience, but I feel successful that I've done a job well done. Leave me your name, your phone number, a good time to call, and of course, your email will already be there. Thank you very much for listening, and have a great day.